I went tiny because I was in a flood and I lost everything that I owned. I did it in 38 days from start to finish. $17,000 is what it cost me to build my tiny house. Hi, I'm Suzy. Welcome to my tiny house frog. Come on in and check her out. We've just entered my house and now we're in the living room. Before I moved into my tiny house, I lived in a very large house. It had 5 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, and the living room was the biggest part of the house and really the only room that we really used. And so my living room is the perfect size just for me. When I bought the trailer, I also bought plans for the tiny house. Only he sold me plans for a 24-footer and mine was a 16-footer. So that was a little worrisome. And I didn't like his plans. So I did the outside shell of the house through the plans and then I changed everything after that. In my house, I have a couch and I have 6 feet of storage in it. I have tools and all my art supplies. A desk that can fold flat against the wall when I'm not using it. I'm an artist, so I use that desk for creating my art. I love hanging out in my house. I love being at home. I wake up every morning and I'm like, yes, I did this. Like, it's really exciting every day, and I've been in her 10 years. She's truly home. We've moved further into my house, into the kitchen. And in my kitchen, I have 5 gallons of glitter on my countertop because you can never have too much glitter. I have a double sink. I initially started with a small round IKEA sink, but it wasn't big enough, so I bought this at a RV graveyard for $5. I did my own plumbing. I have no tanks in my house because I was afraid of the added weight. I wasn't really sure how that worked, so I'm plumbed like a regular house, both in the shower and the sink. I do have a water heater. It's a 2.5 gallon water heater. It is not big enough. I would prefer to have perhaps a 5 gallon. I've learned how to do the army style showers, and I would just like to get in and stay in for some hot water longer than what the 2.5 gallon lasts for. But it fits perfectly under my sink, and so right now that's what it is. I have made some changes. I've had an induction cooktop and a smart oven most of the 10 years, and those were the only appliances. And now I have an air fryer, and I use it for everything. The house I lived in before I moved into my tiny house, the kitchen was ginormous, and this works so much better. Everything is within reach and easy to get to, and it's perfect. When I was planning my kitchen, I knew I wanted bigger than a dorm size refrigerator. My very first fridge took up the entire underneath of my stairs, and everybody commented on how big my refrigerator was, so that had to go. And then I went with the size that I have now, but I put it on a box so that it's easier to see what's in there instead of having to bend over all the time. And then my pantry is on the ceiling and then under the stairs. Just worked out where we could have shelves and make it work. I have 74 jars on the ceiling in my kitchen. It was wasted space, and I was like, oh my gosh, I could do so much with that. So I started with just like 3 rows, and then it quickly grew. The cabinet, that was a real struggle because I had never built anything. If you really looked at it, it's really crooked, but it works for me, so it's okay. The flood was in 2009, and between 2009 and probably 2011, I really researched online, and I really only found 2 builders. Both of them were in California, so I knew that wasn't an option for me, and I also couldn't afford them. So I kept researching and decided that it would be like a puzzle and I could do it myself, so I did. While I was building my house, I had no experience, but I was able to build my house in 38 days and under budget. So my budget was $20,000 and I spent $17,000. I was able to keep that because I did a lot of salvaged material and I did a lot of dumpster diving. Out of the 10 years that I've lived in it, I've only paid rent for it for 2 years. and that was at an RV park. The rest of the time, I've been able to find work that pays my rent and my utilities. The location I'm in now, I came for a month, and then the ranch owner told me about a job he had available that would cover my rent and utilities, and so I took it. So we're all the way at the back of the house in the bathroom, and in the bathroom I have a full-size shower, a toilet, and a shelf to hold all my clothes. Being a big girl, I knew I wanted a big shower, so that made the size of the bathroom. I wasn't really sure what to put on the walls in my shower, but I did the corrugated metal, and I was really hoping it would rust, and it's just now starting to rust after 10 years. But yeah, and then I did the plumbing to match the sink in the kitchen. All the wood in my bathroom is the leftover cedar from the outside of my house. My bathroom's changed in the 10 years. My dad had built me this really cool bench that housed my toilet, and I decided I needed to take it out and put in a different closet, and that didn't work. So then I built a box for my toilet, and that wasn't so cool either. If I could change things in the bathroom, I'd put my dad's bench back in the bathroom because it worked really well. We're in my sleeping loft. I've had many mattresses up here. First one was the perfect size. It was 4 inches and it was a queen. But then I bought a new mattress and I forgot to measure the height, and it was 6 inches too tall. So I was nose up to here. And now I have 2 mattresses and they equal 4 inches. It's a twin size bed right now, but it's just me. Twin's perfect. I have storage that goes all the way around my bed with lids on it to keep the cat out. Otherwise she'll get lost under the bed. I wanted windows that open so I'd get a cross breeze. My favorite thing in my sleeping loft is that it's super cozy to sleep in. I also have a storage loft. It's 4 feet of storage. Right now it's filled with all things that I can't seem to get rid of. It's like having an attic in a tiny house, so it's perfect. I know that I can do anything. I can conquer anything because I built my house. It's changed the way I look at things. I live a much more simple life now that I've gone tiny, and the financial freedom, being able to do what I want to do and have money to go do it, is huge. Thanks for touring my tiny house. If you'd like to follow my journey, you can follow me at Go Live Tiny, and thanks for watching.